Imagine a place on Earth where beneath your feet there may be mountains, lakes, and entire valleys that no one has ever seen. A place where water can flow beneath 4 kilometers of ice, where microscopic life is capable of existing without sunlight, and where ice preserves the air that our planet breathed tens and even hundreds of thousands of years ago. It sounds like another planet, but this is Antarctica. And the most interesting thing is that we still do not know what exactly is hidden beneath its icy shell. If you love mysteries, incredible discoveries, and stories about places that are still hiding their secrets, subscribe to the channel right now, because today we will try to look into a place where the human eye can almost never reach. Beneath the ice, the continent we cannot see. When we imagine Antarctica, a huge white desert appears before our eyes. Snow, ice, mountains on the horizon, penguins, and almost endless silence. But this is only the surface. Beneath it lies a completely different world. Imagine that all the ice of Antarctica suddenly disappeared. What would we see? Not a flat surface. There are mountain ranges, deep depressions, valleys, and canyons hidden there. Some of them are so enormous that they can be compared with famous landscapes from other continents. The problem is only one. We cannot simply walk there and look. In some places, the thickness of the ice reaches several kilometers. That is why scientists are forced to use radars, aircraft, satellites, gravimetry, and seismic research. In fact, they are creating a kind of X-ray of the continent. And every new image shows that Antarctica is far more complex than it seems. Mountains buried under the ice. One of the strangest discoveries was the Gomburtsev Mountains. This is a huge mountain range hidden beneath the ice sheet of East Antarctica. Imagine mountains that no one can see. There are no photographs of their peaks. There are no tourist routes. There are no people who have ever stood on them. We know about them thanks to geophysical research. Radars allow scientists to determine the landscape beneath the ice, and it turns out that under this white desert, there is a complex mountainous terrain. Even more interesting is that these mountains are extremely ancient. Their origin is connected with the deep geological history of Earth. They may have existed long before Antarctica became a frozen continent. In other words, a part of ancient Earth is literally hidden beneath the ice, like a giant time capsule, but mountains are only the beginning. Lakes under the Antarctic ice. Now imagine a lake, but above it, several kilometers of ice. It sounds impossible. However, beneath Antarctica, there are hundreds of subglacial lakes. Some of them can be quite large. Their water remains liquid thanks to geothermal heat, the pressure of the ice, and the unique conditions of the environment. But the most interesting thing is not even that. Some subglacial bodies of water may be connected with each other. Water can move beneath the ice sheet. Lakes can fill up, then lose water, and this can affect the movement of the ice above them. This means that beneath Antarctica there is an entire hydrological system that we practically cannot see. And here a question appears. If there is water there, what else is there? Life in absolute darkness. One of the most important discoveries is that living organisms may exist beneath the ice. In subglacial environments, scientists have discovered microorganisms. And this is truly astonishing, because we are used to associating life with sunlight. Plants use the energy of the sun. Animals depend on plants or other organisms, but beneath kilometers of ice, sunlight cannot be seen at all. There is absolute darkness, and yet life finds a way to exist. Microorganisms can obtain energy from chemical reactions. This phenomenon is extremely important for science, because it shows that life does not necessarily have to exist in conditions similar to the surface of Earth. And that is exactly why Antarctica has become a kind of laboratory for astrobiologists. If microorganisms can survive beneath the ice of Earth, perhaps something similar could exist beneath the icy shells of other worlds. Lake Vostok. One of the most famous subglacial lakes is Lake Vostok. It is hidden beneath an enormous thickness of ice. Research in this region has become one of the symbols of how little we know about the inner parts of Antarctica. Many legends have appeared around the lake. On the internet, you can find stories about secret structures, unknown organisms, or even ancient civilizations, but there is no evidence supporting such claims. And it is important to emphasize this, because the real mystery is much more interesting. Scientists are interested in how life can exist in an isolated body of water, located beneath a massive layer of ice. What organisms could survive there? What sources of energy do they use? How long can such an ecosystem exist? These questions can help us understand not only Earth, but also the possibility of life in space. Blood falls. And now, a place that looks as if it was created by the director of a science fiction movie. Blood falls. From the Taylor Glacier flows water with a distinctive reddish-brown color. In photographs, it looks frightening, as if the ice is bleeding. But the reason is completely natural. The water contains a large amount of salt and dissolved iron. When iron comes into contact with oxygen, it oxidizes. That is why the water gets its red color. But what is even more interesting is that this water is connected with the subglacial environment. There are microorganisms living there that have adapted to extreme conditions, without sunlight, with very little available oxygen, and with a high concentration of salts. This is another piece of evidence showing how strange life can be. Antarctica, a time capsule. But Antarctica hides not only water and life, it preserves memories of the past. The ice sheet accumulated over enormous periods of time. Snow fell, compressed, turned into ice, and together with it, tiny bubbles of air remained trapped inside the ice. These bubbles can contain samples of the atmosphere from past eras. Scientists can analyze their composition, and in this way, reconstruct the history of Earth's atmosphere. We can discover what the concentration of greenhouse gases was, how the climate changed, how the atmosphere responded to natural changes. In fact, Antarctic ice is an archive of the planet, and the deeper we drill, the further back into the past we travel. When Antarctica was green. Today it is difficult to imagine Antarctica as a green continent, but millions of years ago, the climate of the continent was completely different. There were plants, forests, lakes, rivers, and diverse ecosystems. Geologists find evidence that in the past, parts of Antarctica were much warmer. This reminds us of one important thing. Continents and climate are not permanent. Earth changes. What seems eternal today may look completely different millions of years from now. And beneath the ice, traces of this ancient world may remain. Fossils, geological structures, chemical signals. Perhaps future expeditions will discover even more evidence of what Antarctica was like before the Ice Age. Why is Antarctica so unexplored? If all of this is so fascinating, why don't we simply explore the continent? Because Antarctica does not forgive mistakes. It is one of the most extreme regions on the planet. Extremely low temperatures, powerful winds, polar night, enormous distances, and complicated logistics. Some areas are so remote that expeditions there require massive preparation. That is why most research is carried out with the help of technology. Satellites, radars, aircraft. We are literally exploring the continent through its icy shell. And with every discovery, the map of Antarctica becomes more and more accurate. But the paradox is that every answer creates a new mystery. Antarctica and the future of the planet. But there is one reason why the future of Antarctica concerns every one of us. The ice of the continent contains an enormous amount of fresh water. If the ice sheets lose mass, it affects the level of the world's oceans, and the consequences can be felt far away from Antarctica. Coastal cities, islands, ports, millions of people. That is why scientists carefully study not only the surface, but also what is happening beneath the ice. How does the water move? Where are the mountains located? What is the landscape beneath the glacier? Where is the ice moving faster? All of this helps us better understand the future of the continent. Now write in the comments, what do you think is the greatest mystery of Antarctica? Subglacial lakes? Hidden mountains? Life in absolute darkness? Or perhaps something we have not even imagined yet? If you enjoyed this investigation, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next stories about mysterious places, incredible discoveries, and the secrets of our planet. And if you want a continuation of this story, write in the comments, I want part 2, because beneath the ice of Antarctica, there are still many unanswered questions. And perhaps the most fascinating things are the ones we have not even seen yet.